Welcome back, Portermasters. SCL Matt here for another live auction. Kind of. The auction's not live per se on the stream. We're just hanging out while we watch the auctions end. And I mean, you can participate in them. But yeah, that takes place over on sclauctions.com. Go check it out if you want. Got 15 items up for bids tonight. And those items, well, why don't I go through them? We'll go through them. Those items include this wonderful Sunscraper Spire. I mean, it's a little bit damaged there. You can see down at the bottom, the base is coming apart a little bit. But damaged Sunscraper Spire, currently going for $10. We have a damaged shortcut here. Just the scissors have separated from the body. So a little bit of damage there. Currently going for $6. Actually, I should refresh this page and make sure these prices are current. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, $10, $6. Cool. All right. We have a damaged Mysticat here. I think the damage is pretty obvious. Currently going for $8. We got this Birthday Bash Big Bowl Pop Fizz. I believe this is currently our only item without a bid. So, if you have a birthday coming up, or if you know someone who has a birthday coming up, this is the one for you. That one right there. That's the one for you. All right. What else we got here? We got a Sea Shadow, one of my favorite vehicles. Damaged box, currently going for $4. Got the Prison Break Happy Meal toy, still in the original bag there. That's going for $1. We got some Swap Force stickers, still sealed in their original packaging as well. Those are going for $1. We have Master Eon's official guide to Swap Force, currently going for $4. We have this comic book. It's a paperback, but it's a comic book. Light in the Dark. I haven't seen this comic before, so that was a new one for me. But it is currently going for $4.50. We have Eon's Elite Terrafin. It's new in box. Eon's Elite Terrafin currently going for $30. And then we have a couple non-Skyliners items tonight. We have a Pac-Man amiibo here, currently going for $17.50. So I think we have some amiibo fans out there. As well as this 30th anniversary classic 8-bit Mario figure, currently going for $20.50. So was a bit surprising to me. But that doesn't always happen with the amiibo. Sometimes they go for, $5-10, whatever. But that's cool. Then possibly my favorite item tonight. Yeah, this might be. I love Battlecast, man. But yeah, we have Skylanders Battlecast, a complete set of cards. So the complete set of the standard cards, I should say. So not including the foil, the silver and gold foil cards, but the standard cards, complete 270 card collection. Plus these two little cases that you see right there in the picture. All that's going to be included. Currently going for $85.50. Glad to see some Battlecast love out there. But then it is Halloween week, so of course I had to include a few Halloween themed figures here. We have our Halloween Fright Rider, currently going for $63.50, and then we have our Glow in the Dark Fright Rider, currently going for $40. So everything has a bid, like I said, except for this Birthday Bash Big Bowl Pop Fizz. We'll see if we can change that over the course of time. But for the time being, the first item that's going to end tonight, that's going to be at 7:30, is our Eon's Elite Terrafin. So we'll keep that picture up there and dive over into the chat. And we see here, YouTube God, Tom, Savage, welcome, Chris, Pumpkin Eyebrow, Steve, Skadooshed. How you doing? Has been a while. Airtail Knights, would there be difference between what would be the difference between first class and priority? So the only difference between first class and priority is with priority mail, USPS, I believe they guarantee. Um, Obviously, there still can always be delays and stuff and things that happen. Whether it be, if there's a blizzard, things get delayed. There's only so much they can do. Um, but they say between 1 and 3 days shipping time, depending on um, your location. So most of them, like unless you're in Wisconsin, most of you are going to be 2 to 3 days with priority. Um, but the first class, I believe they say 3 to 5 days. So it's a couple days sooner with priority. Um, but I mean, honestly, it's up to you. It's up to you. Um, Sometimes first class can get there just as fast, depending on the time of year and how busy things are. Um, like if you're in the 3 day range for priority, sometimes first class package can also get there in 3 days. Not always. Sometimes it'll get delayed a little longer. Like it it the priority puts it up higher on the list. If they're running out of room in the truck, they're going to kick off some first class packages as opposed to the priority packages. Chatterbug, yeah, I've been using this format for the past 2 weeks, I think. Adding in the pictures of the auction items. Figure it makes sense. That's what we're here to talk about. So we'll get some pictures up there. But welcome back. Troy, Pi Magna, Martin, welcome. Oh, Pumpkin Eyebrow. Gotta get your sister on that. Skylanders. It's the way to go. They're still fun. Still a lot of fun. Joseph, Pac-Man. Yes, we're there, Pac-Man. Do you have a Pac-Man amiibo? I would imagine you do, but maybe not. Obsession, welcome. Chatterbug, yeah, the Battlecast case. Have you seen those before? They actually made two. So these cases, I mean, they're made by a third party. I forget if it's PowerA or BDNA. But it's one of the third party makers made these cases. But they sold them later on as part of a like starter bundle. And that's where these came from. They also did make a Battlecast branded binder that I never got my hands on. I kind of want to see if I can get one of those yet. Actually, maybe a couple of them, depending on how many cards fit in there. But yeah, they did make a binder and they made these like deck boxes. That's honestly what they are. Should have referenced them as deck boxes. But yeah, they're relatively high quality for an accessory for a card game that they didn't really support much. Yeah, almost want the cards just for the boxes. There you go. Splat, welcome. Demeister, yes, things are going well. Thank you very much. Endoskeleton, welcome. All right. Ooh, E-Man just did the first order and you already love it. Yes. Got Guster and Crusher fully maxed out. That's awesome. I would love to have more orders from you. But that's good to hear that everything went well with the first transaction. That's what we aim for. Well, we aim for that with every transaction, but I'm glad to hear that one went well. Is Monday the earliest that it'll be shipping? So yeah, Air Knight, basically sometimes auction, if you pay for your auction right away tonight, if we're talking about auction items, if you pay for it tonight, there's a chance, I will not guarantee it, there is a chance it could go out Saturday. Occasionally, we are able to get some packages out Saturday morning yet, um, but I'm not going to guarantee it. If you're planning for something or expecting when things will be shipped out, um, the majority of the auction items, things ordered on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, all those things are going to be shipped out Monday. Yeah. Um, so yeah, there may be a couple of packages that make it out Saturday morning, but there's no guarantee. All right. Obsession. Yeah. Yeah. Occasionally, life happens, and there's some shipping delays, and I I very strongly believe in under promise, over deliver. So when I put up those shipping delay notices, that's to give Jillian ample time to fill the orders. It's really a just in case. And that's why I always say, like, orders may not ship until Wednesday, meaning I'm giving her extra time because there's stuff going on. And yeah, hopefully she gets it out sooner, but just in case. That's the point. Um What's the price of Light Rocket Rebel Goblin? Wow, Light Rocket Rebel Lob Goblin. There we go. You could go on the site and look it up to be sure, but I want to say maybe they're at 55. Maybe if someone can confirm that for me. I don't have all those prices memorized completely, but I want to say 55 for Rebel Lob Goblin right now. Chaos damage on Mysticat, purely cosmetic. Yeah, I mean, anytime I sell a damaged figure, it's always cosmetic. If the figure doesn't work in game, I try to refer to it as broken, and I don't sell those figures. So if something's broken, I don't sell it. If it's damaged, that's in reference to some sort of physical cosmetic damage. Like you can see here, Mysticat it's the broken staff. I have the staff. I'll send it along with it, but it still works in game just fine. But yeah, I don't sell figures that don't work in the game currently. So yeah, just cosmetic damage there. All right, Pac-Man. No, that's not unfortunate. That's good for you. I mean, yeah, sure. That means you're probably not bidding on the one tonight, but that's okay. There's apparently other people that are interested. It's all good. Obsession, you have 3 of those binders. So like how many cards does one binder hold? Do you know offhand? Or can you figure it out? Because that's what I'm curious about. Because that, like, it's a 270 card collection, which is a pretty good size collection already. But then I want to hold like the silver and the gold foil as well. Like, do I need 3 binders to hold 3, or do I need more than 3 to hold all of them? That's a good question. That's the question I have. Pat Rat, yes, we are shipping to Canada. I announced that this week, in not only in the newsletter but on the blog. Yes, we are shipping to Canada. That is official now. We've run. I ran about 10 tests, and all the ones that have arrived so far have arrived without any problems, and in a surprising speed. Most packages take between like 7 and 10 days right now. I imagine that time will lengthen as we get into the holiday season and as weather gets worse and stuff like that. There will be some more delays. They claim like 1 to 4 weeks when I ship it, but It's been pretty much like 7 to 10 days for every package so far. Um, but yes, anybody that's in Canada, we are shipping to Canada now. We now ship to the US and Canada. And you can just place your order on the site just like anybody else. You don't have to use any third-party services or anything. Um, do, 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 do. Mysteries music, nice. Just finally getting around to upgrading stuff from May. It takes a while. It depends how much you play. But those last few levels can really, really be a grind sometimes. Yeah, Air Knight, if you're just ordering stuff from the shop, I mean, same deal. Any order that uh our, our general policy is everything will be shipped within 2 business days. If there's an exception to that, that's when you'll see the big red banner across the bottom of the site. That'll announce some kind of shipping delay, whether it's for holidays or just personal vacations or whatever. Um, but yeah, the anything you're ordering tonight, I like I said, I won't guarantee it'll go out tomorrow, um, but almost for sure on Monday. All right. Yeah, Light Rocket Rebel Lobgoblin. It's a mouthful for sure. What do I do with broken figures? I have a box full of broken figures. Um, so Steve, if you are a customizer or if you know customizers that are looking for broken figures, that just want them for parts, absolutely. I also have a bag of parts that I've been saving up for a while of parts that fall off of characters that become damaged. There's a lot of like stabs and arms and heads and wings and um, swords, stuff like that in that bag. But so yeah, I have a bag of parts and I have a box of broken figures. Like I don't throw them out. I do have them in case somebody wants them. But yeah, yeah. I I don't sell them on the site because people expect figures they're buying on the site to work in the game. Do you think there's some Skylanders cards rarer than the figure? Chris, that's a tough question. Um, Theoretically, that answer should be a straight up no, because the cards came with the figures, so the cards should have the exact same rarity as the figures from a manufacturing standpoint. There should be the exact same number of cards as there are figures. But from a collecting standpoint, people tend to hold on to the figures more than they do the cards. So I have a feeling that many of the cards have found their way to the trash over the years. Much more, like a higher percentage of the cards, I bet, have been either destroyed or thrown away than the figures themselves. So, with that in mind, I think you could almost argue that every card, especially the stat cards that we're talking about, um, I think you could argue that every card is more rare than the figure itself, if that makes sense. Now, once again, they may sometimes feel like they're easier to find because I think the demand for the cards is lower. So even the, I mean, just simple numbers here. Say you have 10 of one figure, but only 5 cards, but you have 100 people that want the figure and only 5 people that want the cards. So you have 100 people going after 10 figures. Not everybody's going to get one. There's going to be 90 people still looking for the figure. But if you have 5 people going after 5 cards, everybody can get one. Okay, there you go. Everybody's happy. There are a lot fewer card collectors um, than figure collectors. But I think if you tried to put the totals together, there are probably fewer cards still in existence than there are figures. All right, obsession. Yeah, if you can get an answer about that for me, that'd be cool. Um, but yeah, that's sad that doesn't hold the whole set. That's just poor design, if you ask me. What's the rarest broken figure? That's a good question. I'd have to dig through the box. I mean, I think most of the ones I get that are broken are generally pretty common, honestly. I don't think there have been too many that straight up don't work like that. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that one. What time of year do I have the most orders in the shop? So this is a hard one to answer. Like I've had people ask about the holiday season and such. Um, and the problem is I've only been around for we'll be coming up on 2 years. 2 years will be next May. So we're about a year and a half in. So I don't really have a lot of annual data, like what time of year. It's like some times of year I've only been through once. Like I'm just getting into like this is technically going to be the second holiday season, but the first holiday season, like the store itself was still growing and people were just finding out about it, and so even that data, like it was hard to tell what increase was from people just finding out about the shop and what increase was from the holidays. Like this year, we might have a little bit better idea if there's a big uh, jump in orders during the holiday season, but I I don't know for sure right now. Um, a lot of the SSA cards are hard to come across in the SSA figures. I mean, possibly, yeah. I mean, like I got a full box of cards sitting over there that I probably have a complete set of all the cards that I could pull out from every game, just about. I think I'd have to check, um, but yeah, that's it. I think in general, there's going to be fewer cards, technically. Yeah, Steve, I know there's a few customizers out there. I don't know how many people are actively still customizing Skylanders, but I've seen I know a guy who customized Amiibo who would take parts from Skylanders for the Amiibo. So, Bash or Crypt King? I go with Crypt King for sure. It's my personal preference. Do I? Yeah, I buy Skylanders. I mean, I take cards. I don't really pay for them. All the cards I've gotten are just from people including them with the lots that I buy, but I don't really put a value on the cards because I don't sell them. Like we were just discussing, like the market for the cards is so much smaller than the figures itself. Oh no, tail fell off your bronze hot dog. That's not good. That's not good. Ooh, Battlecast cards are going for almost as much as the 2 Fright Riders combined. That's interesting. Have they gone up since I first reported on them? Almost. Halloween Fright Riders still climbing though too. All right. I'll get back to the chat in a minute, but let's go and check out these auctions again, because we are getting close to the end of. We're about 5 minutes out from the end of Eon's Elite Terrafin there, which is sitting at $45. $45 for Eon's Elite Terrafin. Shortly after that, in about 10 minutes, we'll have the Pac-Man Amiibo. Is currently going for $17.50. Then the 30th Anniversary Classic 8-Bit Mario Amiibo is going for $20.50. The Battlecast cards are up to $90.50. But that Halloween Fright Rider is climbing up there too at $75.50. Glow-in-the-Dark Fright Rider still sitting at $40. We have the Damaged Sunscraper Spire at $10. Damaged Shortcut at $6. Damaged Mysticat at $8. We did get a bid on Birthday Bash Big Bubble Pop Fizz. Thank you to whoever that is. He's currently going for $6 there. Sea Shadow in the damage box currently at $4. Prison Break Happy Meal toy at $1. Swap Force stickers at $1. Master Eon's official guide to Swap Force at $4.50. The Light in the Dark comic book at $5. And that brings us back to Eon's Elite Terrafin. So we got 3 minutes to go on that Eon's Elite Terrafin. We'll keep an eye on that as we jump back to the chat. So I have sold like full set of SSA cards. I do that at auction, much like I'm doing the Battlecast cards tonight. So I do sell them from time to time. I just don't have them listed on the site or anything like that. How much would you buy customized Skylanders for? I can't give you a straight up price without seeing them. Usually I don't. The only customized figures that I've sold like as high-end customized figures were from Earthen Avenger. And that's because he proved me his quality. And we worked out a deal where basically I didn't pay him anything. We just listed it at the auction, and then we each took a percentage of it. For other, like I'd have to handle it on a case by case basis. I would need to see the figure. I'd have to see the quality. I'd have to see if there's interest. We may be, I'm not going to guarantee it, but we may be able to work out a deal where kind of it's almost like on consignment, where I don't pay anything up front. I just pay you when it sells, type of deal. So if you have something in mind, or if you're a customizer, let me know and we can talk. But I don't have a set price I pay. And like I said, it would really depend on the figure and what it's customized as. Because like the Heartbreaker Buckshot he made, I mean, that was special. I think that still stands as the most expensive item we've ever sold here. So is kickoff countdown in-game or chase? That is in-game variant. I believe does kickoff come with a hat? Which ones came? It was springtime, jolly, and kickoff, right? Yeah. I think yeah, in-game variant that unlocks a hat. Scrolling through eBay, found a lot that includes 4 senseis and a Lightcore Pop Fizz, as well as some others selling for 20 bucks. Was that a buy it now? Or is it an auction? I mean, if it's an auction, that thing's gonna go higher for sure. If it's a buy it now, I hope you bought it. That's fantastic. Ninja Man, yeah, we got a bid on glow in the dark Fright Rider. It's currently going for 40 bucks there. You see a lot of lots with Lightcore Pop Fizz. Mm. Have to keep an eye on those. Sometimes people don't realize, like, it's one of the most subtle, in my opinion, um, like pose differences. It's the bottle's in his left hand instead of his right. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, yeah, it jumps out at you. But for a lot of people, I think they just see another Pop Fizz and kind of ignore it. How much damage does the box have to be where you just remove the box and sell the figure? So, so generally speaking, okay, hold on. I will get back to that question in a minute, Chris. Um, but we are past 7:30. Let's see. Ian's Elite Terrafin has sold for 45. There we go. So next up we have our Pac-Man Amiibo, currently going for 17.50. And that will be followed, of course, by the 8-bit Mario, currently going for 20.50. So keep an eye on those. Chris, yeah. So what I generally do, and what I've had a decent response to, is that if I get something with a damaged box and the box is still salvageable, I will try selling it at the auction here. You see damaged box figures quite often, just about every week now, at the auction. And a lot of times it's like the cardboard backing has separated from the plastic bubble. And like if that's it, okay, well, I'm not gonna sell it as new in box anymore. It's a damaged box. And I always start the price of that auction will always start at the price of the figure loose, like if I'm selling it in the shop. And the reason for that is I know if I take it out of the box, I can sell the figure for that much. So if I'm selling it with the box, I want to get at least that much for it, right? That makes sense, I think. Um, so I've had good luck with it that way because I figure even if people don't want the box or if they think the box is too damaged, they'll at least pay what I'm charging for the figure. And I can at least get one person to bid on it then, someone who just wants the figure, and maybe they'll take it out of the box then. But then they also get like the card and sticker with it or whatever else came with that figure. So it's actually a little bonus. You get a little bit more than you would ordering from the shop. But for me personally to pull it out and toss the box, um, if I don't have the back of the box, I will probably just pull the figure out. Um, if the plastic bubble on the box is cracked and like shredded and pieces are missing to the point where like if you grab it, you might cut yourself on it, that I will probably just open up and take the figure out and sell it. Um, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, like with our the one I felt was kind of bad tonight, was a Sea Shadow. You can't see it too well in this picture, but like if you watch the video, the preview video that I put out, like this box is beat up. It's all sorts of beat up. The top of the card is all bent, and like it, but it's still attached. And so that's where I'm like, okay, well, if someone just wants to put it on their shelf and they don't care about the condition, they just want to have the box artwork there. Cool. There you go. You can probably get one for pretty cheap tonight. That's still in the box intact in one piece. Um, but yeah, if it was just the front part of it and I didn't have the back of the box, yeah, just open it up. I hope that makes sense. We are at 7:35. Let's take a look at the Pac-Man amiibo. That's another auction down, 1750 Pac-Man. Congratulations to our second winner of the evening, whoever that may be. So we are now on to Mario. Where you at? There you go. 8-bit classic Mario amiibo. Currently going for 2050. 2050. And following that will be the Skylanders Battlecast cards with the two cases that are currently going for 9550. 9550 on those. So 2050 on the Mario though. Yeah, Troy, nice find. Lycor Pop Fizz for $1.50. That's nice. Tips for people who want to start selling Skylanders. So I have a post on my website about this. And I don't have a link to it easily right now. But you can find that article if you want. I have about selling Skylanders. I would recommend selling on eBay. I know they have a lot of fees, but they also have the largest marketplace. They have the largest amount of people that are looking to buy. And when people are looking to buy Skylanders, they almost always default to eBay if they don't know about my site. So that's where I would start. Depending what you're selling, it changes how I would sell things. If you have rare figures, sell them individually. If you were selling common figures or common to uncommon figures, I would put them in lots of like 4 or 5 and try to give people a little bit of variety. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, you want the variety, so you hope whoever is buying it wants like 3 or 4 of the figures in the lot, and that gives them reason to buy, even if you toss a super common starter pack figure in there and they don't really want it, they don't want another T-Rex, but you can get rid of them that way. But I limit it to like 4 or 5 figures because that's kind of the sweet spot for shipping. You can keep the package kind of small and not fairly lightweight, so it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to ship it. So yeah, it's a little bit of a balancing act and figuring that out, but that's usually what I tell people because if you try to sell in a large lot, there's not nearly as many buyers. It's going to be mostly like resellers like me or people who are just starting out, maybe if you can get them to bite. But your price per figure is going to go down significantly if you're selling in a large lot as opposed to smaller lots. You can charge a little bit more. I hope that makes sense too. But yeah, I try to explain that in the article I wrote as well. All right. What else we got here? Yeah, kickoff countdown did come with a hat. Yeah, there's always interesting, good quality custom Heartbreaker buckshots. That there absolutely would be. I know there would be. Splat, I do not know about Action Man. I look just like him. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Is this on YouTube? Make me a note to look up Action with a 7, man. No, I'm not familiar with him. All right. 740 puts us at 8-Bit Mario. How you doing? 8-Bit Mario has ended. Did make it up to 2550 though. 2550 for 8-Bit Mario. I think that might be like the most expensive amiibo we've sold here. Not that we sell a lot because I don't usually buy them. But we are now on to the Battlecast cards, which are currently going for an even $100. $100 on the Battlecast cards. So that's cool to see. That'll be followed by Halloween Fright Rider, currently going for 75.50. 75.50. So we'll keep an eye on those. How do I get my Skylanders to sell? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I buy from anywhere and everywhere. Any place that's selling Skylanders, any online marketplace. Um, Honestly, I do get a lot of my stuff from eBay. For a long time when I was starting out, like first 6 to 9 months, um, probably 75 to 90% of my stuff was coming from eBay. Now that has shifted. I have found other places to buy from. I have found I buy a lot more privately now that people know that I am selling stuff and people know that I buy stuff. Um, I buy a lot more lots privately. So I'm not always out hunting as much. Um, but yeah, eBay, Facebook, Mercari, um, there's all sorts of stuff out there. Poshmark, like that's one that surprised me the most. Going to Poshmark, because they started out as a high end clothing resale marketplace, um, but they introduced a toy section and people took advantage of it. And it's like, they now people sell Skylanders over there. Okay, sure, yes, I will buy from there as well. Like it really just comes down to price. Wherever I can find a good deal. That's all it is. But yes, I tend to buy in bulk and resell individually. That's kind of my game. Um, so it's rare that I buy individual figures. It has to be a really good figure for a really good deal, for me to buy individually. But yeah, usually I just buy big lots. Steven, how do you distinguish a light core figure from a standard figure? So light core figures are always going to have a different pose, for one. If you go to my site, skylanderscharacterlist.com, um, you can go to the identify section and I'll have pictures of all of them there for you. But yeah, the light core figures not only have a different pose, but when you put them on the portal, they're going to light up because they have a light core. Um, so I mean that's the easiest way to tell is put them on a portal. One, they light up. Two, in the game, it will tell you it's a light core figure. But just looking at it, they have a different pose. So like we were talking about, like Pop Fizz, um, the standard figure, he has the bottle he's drinking out of in his right hand, and in the light core figure, he has a bottle in his left hand. It's a little bit higher up, and he's actually like throwing it as opposed to drinking out of it. Or let's see, who else is a good example? Shroom Boom. Shroom Boom. This series 1 Shroom Boom, he's shooting the mushroom out of his slingshot. In the light core version, the mushroom is down on the ground and he has his hand on it. Like he kind of like he's picking it up or something. But it's the mushroom that glows. So I mean that, or Smolder Dash. Her series 1 figure, her whip is going around her. Well, she has the fire whip actually. In her light core figure, she doesn't have the fire whip. She's in the arms out pose with the and like her chest and face glows. So yeah, it's the pose, and it took me forever to like the worst one to try to tell just by the pose is Star Strike, because it like her fans are up in both, but they're just like slightly different angles. Um, so for Star Strike, I always look at the eyes. The series one, her eyes are painted. In the light core, her eyes are clear because her eyes light up. So little things like that you just learn over the course of it. But um, yeah, if you're just out and about shopping, like you got to know which pose is which, basically. All right. He didn't think the cards would go for more than the Halloween Fright Rider. I mean, Halloween Fright Rider still has time to catch up, but um, we are past 7:45. We'll see if the cards ended, and they did. There you go. So Battlecast cards go for $100 even. Um, I mean, people like complete sets of cards. That is something I've learned. It helps you have the complete set. Because we sold the complete set of stat cards with stickers and codes and stuff last week, I think. That went over $100 too. So people will pay for those. That's what I found out. But we said tonight, some people just want the cases from here. Don't even care about the cards as much. In any case, we are 4 minutes out from Halloween Fright Rider, currently at 75.50. We'll see if it stays there or if it comes up to meet those Battlecast cards. But to keep in mind, then let's go through these again, because in about 10 minutes, actually, no, 8 minutes now, we have the rest of these items going as well. So Damaged Sunscraper Spire at $10. We have Damaged Shortcut up to $9.50. We have Damaged Mystic Cat at $8. Birthday Bash Big Bubble Pop Fizz up to $12.50. There we go. That got some competition finally. Last one to get a bid, but finally got a few people interested in that. Then we got Damaged Box Sea Shadow. Sea Shadow is fine. Currently at $4. Prison Break Happy Meal toy up to $2.50. The Swap Force stickers up to $2.50. Master Eon's official guide for Swap Force at $4.50. The Light in the Dark comic is at $5. So we got all those going on right now, but we are currently sitting on Halloween Fright Rider at 75.50. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Why do I end most of the auctions at 755? So when I started doing the auctions, I actually had this reversed, and I would end. So I staggered them from 7:30 to 7:55, and 7:55 would actually be the big item of the week. So like in this case, tonight it would have been Glow in the Dark Fright Rider, would end at 7:55. And my thought process was originally that if in case you missed out, like only one person can win the auction, obviously. So if you didn't win the big item, then you might still want to grab something afterwards. And so then I ended the other, 10 items or whatever at 8 o'clock. But then after running it that way for a few weeks, few months, someone mentioned it, or we tried something different, or there may have been some week I wanted to do it something different for some reason, because of some item that was up there. But we just flipped that. And we said, well, the big item should be last. It should be the last one to end. And it's like, okay, well, if we make the big item end at 8 o'clock, then what do we do with all the other ones? Like, okay, well, let's put them at 7:55 then. So basically what it is I've felt, instead of like me just talking for an hour and then everything ends at 8 o'clock, I figured, okay, we can chat, warm up, talk through some things for the first half hour, and then the auctions are going to start to end. and so we have things to talk about, things to check in on, and things, keep it a little more interactive in that manner. So I started staggering them, and but I never really wanted to do like 3 items at 7:30 and 3 items at 7:35 and stuff like it. Just one at a time, and then so like you get to a point where eventually a big chunk of the auctions have to end. And like I said, it was originally at 8 o'clock, but we flipped it many months ago. Ooh, Chris, yeah, Lego Skylanders. Hard to design at a consistent size. Yeah, extremely difficult to find the right pieces. I I believe it. I believe it. My brother buys a lot of Lego pieces, and I always get stories about how hard it is to find stuff. Uh, Chaos, yeah. Mercari. I mean, Mercari is not any worse than eBay, honestly, when it comes to poorly priced things. Like there's the $10,000 clear tough luck that someone's had listed on eBay for eons. Um, so I mean, it's yeah, yeah. It is what it is. People are going to ask for crazy prices. They're not going to get them, but people can ask whatever they want. All right. There you go. Use the Battlecast boxes for your magic decks. Yep. That could be it. That could be it. Andy, welcome and congratulations. Got a free milkshake. There you go. That's all you need, right? Is the base of a Halloween Fright Rider orange? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's kind of hard to tell in that picture there, but yes, it is still orange. But speaking of Halloween Fright Rider, are we done with that one? There you go. Go 75.50. So yeah, Battlecast might be our big item of the week actually, which makes me really happy. um, but yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. All right. So we'll give one more quick run through here as we're coming to the end of all these other items. We have the Damaged Sunscraper Spire at $10. These will be ending in about 2 minutes, unless we go into overtime. We got Damaged Shortcut at $9.50. Damaged Mystic Cat at $9.50. We have Birthday Bash Big Bubble Pop Fizz up to $22. Late bloomer. Sea Shadow at $4. The Prison Break Happy Meal toy at $4. Swap Force stickers at $4. Master Eon's official guide to Swap Force at $4.50. The Light in the Dark comic at $6.50. And then, of course, the Glow in the Dark Fright Rider ending at 8 o'clock is currently at $40. So a lot of stuff still coming up, a lot of stuff that you can bid on, but your time is running out. Back to the chat. What do we got? What do we got? There you go, Pi. You were the one. Spotlight last item. Yep. That's how it went. That's exactly how it went. Yeah. The first time I sold Robo, and everybody wanted to stick around and see how much it went for. That'll do it. Robo is a game changer. Yeah, E-Man. Pop Fizz. Popping off. There you go. Skylanders Nerd, what are good shopping websites for Skylanders that aren't mine? I mean, mine is pretty good, I think. But like I said, eBay is the place to go. Like, The trick to eBay is checking it early and often. Like that's all there is to it. Is check early, check often. If you just go and check for 5 minutes once a week, yeah, you might not find anything you like. But if you check every day for 30 minutes a day, like you'll find some good deals. Like you got to put some the time into it. Like that's the only trick there is. Like it, I don't know what else to tell you. It's just, and it's the same thing with any other marketplace. Like I said, whether you use eBay, Facebook, Mercari, OfferUp, Poshmark, like I've bought from all of these sites, and all of them can have good deals. But it's a numbers game. It's, are you willing to put in the time to find those good deals? If you're not, then I mean, like I said, I think my site's pretty good. But are you looking for something like I don't have, or you looking for better prices than my site, or I just curious, or do I not ship to your country right now? Is that the problem? Oh man, obsession. Put in a request to the same market price, and they just get taken down. Yeah, like I said, people can list whatever they want at whatever prices they want. Yeah, Chatterbug, that would be kind of neat. Mix of game and action figure. All right, we're past 7:55. Let's see how many of these ended. Are we going to get any overtime tonight? Sunscraper Spire ends at 10. Shortcut at 9:50. Mr. Cat at 9:50. Pop Fizz at 22. Sea Shadow at 4. Prison Break at 4. Stickers at 4. Master Eon's official guide at 4:50. Oh, we do have one overtime. The comic book. Let's go. Where's my comic book? Oh, passed it. There we go. Light and Dark still going at $13 right now. So we are in overtime. I haven't had to give you the spiel for a while, but it is what we do here. Unlike eBay, we have soft close auctions, which means that if anybody places a bid within the last minute of an auction, another minute gets added to the timer. So everybody has plenty of time to get their bids in. And there's no sniping like on eBay. So we are currently in the 4th overtime, technically, for the Light in the Dark comic at $13 there. And our Glow in the Dark Fright is still sitting at $40 there. That is going to end in about 2 minutes, possibly before this comic book. But we'll keep an eye on this and see how it goes. Because we're going into overtime number 5 for the Light and Dark comic, currently at $15.50. All right. Yeah, Andy, it would be cool to have a complete set of Battlecast cards. I have a complete standard set. I'm working on the silver and gold foils. But Chaos, I've sold, I don't know, half a dozen Robo figures. I think the cheapest one, it was actually damaged, went for like 225 maybe, and the most expensive went for 400. So I don't remember what the first, I think the first one was somewhere in the 300s. But yeah, they've gone anywhere from like 2 to 400 depending on the day, depending who's here to bid on them. Yeah, there's no set price necessarily. Let's see. Those video gamers, I have not checked out Owl House. Unfortunately, I have not gotten around to that. What have we got here? 8 o'clock. So Glow in the Dark Fright Rider ends at 40. But the comic book is still going up to $17. One overtime auction this week. Did not expect it to be the comic book, but we'll see how it goes. $17 into overtime number 6. We still got a minute to go there if you're interested in that. Coda Crew, yeah, this is now it's my day job. Yes, I do this full time. I have a few other websites I run alongside this. I've kind of been an entrepreneur working for myself for many, many years now. But Skylanders, the shop in particular, has taken the front seat now, and it's my main source of income. It's what I do full time. I have hired my first employee, Jillian, because of it. Prior to this, I've always just run stuff by myself. It was small enough, but this grew to a point where I couldn't handle it myself. Like I couldn't fill all the orders and buy new product and test and reset all the figures and do all of the things by myself at this scale. So yes, it is my full-time job, and it's a legit business. It's with employees. So yeah, it started out kind of as a side gig. Like I started selling figures just to hopefully as another small income stream. I was hoping to make like $200 a month, selling figures on the side, and it just kind of blew up, and it's like, "Oh, no, people want me to sell figures. Okay, I'll do that." Chris, auctions are so good, they make you feel like you're dreaming. All right, cool, I guess. Comic book is still going up to 2050, overtime number 8. Still time to get in there if you want. Um, let's see. Fearless Joe, do you know when you sell a Mercari, do they take all the shipping costs for themselves? I don't know offhand. I have never sold on Mercari. I've only bought stuff from there. Um, so I don't know what their policy is on shipping. I would assume that they don't take the shipping costs unless they reimburse you at a later date. I I don't know how that works. Andy, you would love to buy, but it's a whole shipping thing. Hey, Andy, where are you? What country are you not in the US? Um, like if you're in Canada, I have good news. We just opened up Canadian shipping. So you can buy directly from us if you live in Canada. If you're in another site though, another country, I'm working on adding more countries. The UK is up next. So if you're there, maybe soon. But yeah, we now ship to US and Canada directly. Yeah, something I'm out of stock. Yeah, I mean, Skylanders nerd, if you're not aware, we restock the shop every Saturday. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time. You'll get a preview video tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time once again, showing you what's coming to the shop, and the update happens at 1 p.m. Central Time. And recently the updates have been pretty massive, and it gets to a point where almost everything is in stock. Now, sometimes we only have one or two of each item, and so they sell out very quickly. But if you're there right away on Saturday, there's a good chance you can get it. So yeah, that's not my normal language. I don't know. It it was Pop Fizz. Uh, you got the cheapest Robo. Congratulations. Ooh, I think our comic book ended. Comic ended at 2050. There we go. Final auction is done. Done. All right. Yeah. So Chaos. If you're wondering about Robo, so Robo does not actually ever go in the shop. There are a handful of figures that I only sell at auctions, um, and Robo is one of those. The biggest reason I have it in the shop, have a listing in the shop, is to give people an idea of price, what I kind of think market price is. What happens with those prices then is that becomes the minimum bid for the auction. So, I think Robo right now is at like 250, and so when I put it up for auction, the minimum bid will be 250. And so if no one else comes to buy it that week, you could get one for 250. It's happened before. Um, but yeah, I high demand figures like that, low supply, high demand. I tend to put it up for auction and let you, the market, decide what the market price is that week. Instead of me trying to figure out exactly what I should charge for it, especially when I only have one every so often. Um, so yeah, Robo, Chompy Mage, Wildstorm, Thrillipede, figures like that. Those are auction only items, and yeah, the prices you see in the shop are just kind of minimum bids. Then more recommendations for Owl House. Man, I'm gonna have to look at that. All right, all right. Yeah, that comic did go a lot higher. That's for sure. Troy. Yeah, so that's I I've gotten now technically two glow in the dark Fright Riders since I've started doing the shop stuff. The first one went in my collection. The second one I just got and I just sold. So I don't have any more glow in the dark Fright Riders at this time. Um, it's possible I could get some more, but yeah, I don't know when, if I will. Andy, if you're in England, like I said, you're next up. You're next up. That's the next country I'm going to. So keep an eye out. We'll hopefully be getting there soon. Um, yeah, Gearless Joe. eBay I know handles shipping differently too. It's interesting. Nothing like waking up on Saturday to the shop preview video. That's what I like to hear. First thing you do, Saturday mornings. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. But yeah, the shop video can get long sometimes depending on how much we're there. Yeah. Have I ever sold Golden Hot Streak? Yes, yes, I have. We've sold a couple of them, I think. Here, now that the auctions are over with, I can do a quick search here. And let's see, Golden Hot Streak. We've sold 4 of them, it looks like. The first one sold for $78. Second one went for $85.50. Third went for $60.50. And the most recent one went for $70. So like 60 to $85, somewhere in there. And I do actually have, you'll see it in tomorrow's video. I just picked up another Golden Hot Streak. So I don't know when that'll be going to auction, but it could be coming soon. I don't think it's next week. I think I have next week's stuff planned already. But yeah, I do have one waiting to go to auction. What happens to auctions that haven't been sold at all? So, I mean, tonight you saw everything got a bid. So in the past, that hasn't always been the case, especially when I was first starting out with the auctions. Not everything will get bids. Typically, what I do is relist the item next week, or sometimes I wait a week and relist it in 2 weeks or something like that. But usually I relist it for another one or two times at the auctions. And if it still doesn't sell after that, then, I just give up and sell it somewhere else, or, put it on eBay or something. I don't know. Um, Usually things sell after listing them for 2 or 3 weeks. And so, generally speaking, that's what happens. I relist it. Now, if it's something like a damaged box item that just doesn't sell, well, then I'm going to pull it out of the box and put it in the shop. But like I said, that hasn't really happened. And so tonight, everything got bids. As long as people pay for them all, well, then I don't have to worry about things that haven't sold. So, when I get a new chase, do I add it to my collection or auction it? It depends. I've gone back and forth with these. Um, More recently, I've been holding on to them just because of the like, it used to be I would, like, for every 2 that I would get, I would keep 1 and sell 1. Even if they're different chase variants, like, I would add 1 to my collection and sell 1. But that was mostly because I was short on auction items. I needed something to sell at the auction every week. Now I'm at a point where I have too many auction items. Like, I have a Robo and a Chompy Mage and a Thrillipede and a Golden Hot Streak all sitting here waiting to be sold at auctions. But I don't like to sell, I'm not going to put all of those up for auction in 1 week. So, like, I have all those sitting here yet waiting to go to auction, I can still, anything new that I get in, I can add to my collection. And so that has kind of changed the dynamic of things. That I can keep more of the things that come in. And if I'm ever short on auction items, I mean, okay, well, then maybe I'll sell one of them. But that hasn't been the case recently. So, yeah, more and more I've been keeping. Cheapest and highest Thrillipede. Let's find out. Thrillipede has had a very wide range from what I recall. Because I think in the very beginning, like, Thrillipede has gotten much more expensive since we've started. Like, I think the first Thrillipede I got, I wasn't doing the auctions yet. And so I think I sold it in the shop. And it was for something, what, looking back on it now, was dirt cheap. I think I sold one in the shop for like $30 or $50 or something like that. And, like, to me at that time, that felt like I was charging way too much for one single figure. Like, I hadn't really gotten into this yet. But I can see here we've sold 1, 2, 3 of them at auction. The first one went for 150.50. The second went for 148.50, and the most recent one sold for 217. So we kind of said, yeah, Thrillipede is climbing the ranks and, like, challenging, like, selling for more than Wildstorm and almost selling for more than like Chompy Mage, and almost getting into Robo territory, honestly. So who knows what the next one will go for, but right now at auction they sold for anywhere from 148 to 217. So it is what it is. Rarest inbox Skylander I own. Probably like Rock Candy Pinata or Clear Starcast. The Imaginator Chase variants are pretty hard to get your hands on. I have those in box, but I also have some of the early employee editions in box, or Pearl Hex in box. That's a nice one. So yeah, I'm not sure which one is the rarest, but all right. Yeah. People have asked if I'd ever switch up the big three. And I mean, I get what you're talking about, but the big three are a set. It's not just necessarily the most three expensive figures or like it's the big three from Imaginators. They go together. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out. I'm gonna get out of here. It's been another great week auctions, another fantastic week in the chat. So thank you all for hanging out and making that time special. But like I said, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, you will get that shop preview video. Then 1 p.m. Central Time, we get the shop update. Should be another good one. I've already tweeted some pictures of some of the stuff going out on Twitter. Um, so you can take a look there if you've missed some of that. Otherwise, yeah, look for that shop update, and I will be back next week then on Wednesday for another unboxing. There you go. Wednesday unboxing. See you then. Have a good weekend. Go Pack Go.